Yeah, did I encounter any imposter syndrome starting out as a young designer? Yeah, absolutely. Because my path was a self-taught path. I didn't go to school for design. I didn't have any kind of technical training. My itch for design came when I was in college, and I threw parties with my friends, and one of my friends made a flyer, and it looked terrible, like something off of Microsoft Word, like clip art bad. And although I wasn't like technically trained, I did have like some creative ability, like I drew and stuff. So I said, you know what, I'm going to make this flyer. And I literally went to my school's library, YouTubed how to make a party flyer on Photoshop, and 8 hours later, I made a flyer, and I was really proud of it, and that kind of started the itch to get into design more. So from that, it grew to, okay, how do I make a logo? How do I do this and that? And I was really engaged in my campus community groups. So I would do flyers and stuff and logos for various groups. And I never quite felt like, at the time I didn't know that I was going to be a designer, but I knew that I liked it a lot. And it wasn't until I graduated school and got a job at a public relations firm where I got to be a part of a creative group professionally. Although my role was more so project management, I did get to work with developers, designers, copywriters, and just get to see how a project or an idea is born from like concept to actual implementation. And then being around those designers, I was like, I know how to do some of this stuff. I can't do it nearly as well, but I did know how to do it. And that moment made me realize, okay, I wanted to do this professionally. So I actually spoke to one of the creative directors there. I said, hey, I did some designs in college, and I'm interested in becoming a designer and doing this seriously. Can you look at my work and just give me some type of critique? So I made like a makeshift portfolio website, one of those free portfolio website services, and I showed him, and he like critiqued everything. There was a lot of bad stuff, but you know, again, like I wasn't like, you know, technically trained as a designer. I just wanted to know where I was in this journey, and I wanted to know where I can start from. And the associate creative director there, I expressed interest in design to her, and she kind of took it a step further. She said, if you want to do this, because she saw I didn't really like what I was doing in my project management role, but she was like, if you want to do this, you have to be serious. You have to really like step it up, because she was a person of color, I was a person of color, and the creative director was a person of color, and there are far and few in between in that work, in that particular setting. So her particular advice to me was like, you got to be serious about this because we are few here. So take this. So she gave me resources to like online, like freeware or whatever you call it, to like learn. That's how I got introduced to Skillshare. And she gave me some books to read, and she actually bought me like a Wacom tablet to use as like a gift like here. And then 2 months after that, I quit because one, I wanted to focus on being a designer, and two, I really didn't like what I was doing. So I found a part-time job, and I just used the rest of my time to like really learn design, and took on like freelance projects, which is actually how I met him, and we did a lot of work together during that journey. So, but as it pertains to imposter syndrome, like that time was even when I was growing, I never felt like I was good enough because I felt like I never got validated. It wasn't until like I decided to actually pursue a design career after learning what I learned after that experience at that agency, where I put out the work, and then that same creative director who saw my renewed portfolio was like, I would hire you with that. And that was the validation I got. But you know, sometimes it's still something I struggle with.